Welcome to my channel again. My name is Martha. I'm the hungry mom. I am hungry for closeness with the Most High. I'm hungry for more time with my family. I'm hungry for success and I'm hungry for freedom. Today we're going to talk about the Gambia, buying land in the Gambia. So I know I am bringing this topic because I know that with all what's going on lately, this is something that is very important for my people to understand, right? I always talk about doing things on board and doing things the right way, right? Now, first of all, when you're trying to buy land or when you're thinking about buying land in the Gambia, you need to make sure that the land that you want to purchase doesn't fall within the tourist development area in the Gambia. That's a no-no for buying land, right? So anyone who wants to sell you a piece of land within that area and say, oh, it's my land, it's my father's land, it's my ancestors' land, whatever it is, it's a no-no. And in order to understand and know which land is tourist development land, we have to go through the proper authorities. I always talk about doing things the right way and going through the proper channels. So you have to go to the proper authorities because most times when you're thinking about buying a piece of land, somebody's trying to sell you a piece of land, that land could have already belonged to someone else. And that, I think, that is an issue that is going on in the Gambia right now. So the land has more than one, more than two, more than three, sometimes more than four owners. And because you're a foreigner, you don't know. So in order for you to save yourself the hassle and the trouble and the stress and the pain of purchasing that land and then after to find out that it doesn't belong to you, the best thing to do is to go to the proper authorities. And when purchasing the land, you always, always, always should engage the services of a Gambian lawyer. Before entering any kind of process, any kind of land buying, any kind of exchange, right, paying of advances or signing any kind of documents, please have a lawyer who will be able to draw up every document that you need and will be able to go with you through the process step by step. It's a lengthy process. And it's not something that you just go, somebody show you a piece of land and you give them some cash and the land is yours. No. You will find out the bitter truth is that the land that you just gave a few thousands for, it will not belong to you at all. And sometimes even the papers that you sign may not even be the right papers that you need to sign to be able to get that land and to get the ownership of that land. Potential buyers have been tricked into buying land that has been sold to more than two persons, right? And when that happens, as I said, it will be your fault for not going through the proper authorities. It will be your pain, your stress after to go back and try to get those monies back. The document that initiates the land buying activity in Gambia is called the transfer of ownership form. So that form has to be signed and witnessed by every party in land purchase. So you need to have that form, the transfer of ownership form. Don't forget, guys. And if you know that you're going to have to come back to the video and think, oh, what did she say? No, you don't need to come back to that video. You just need to go through the right channels when it comes to buying land. Never buy land from somebody who says, oh, I have a piece of land to sell, and they bring it to a plot of land and said, this is this and this is that, and this whole place is mine. And I have mentioned to you guys before, I watch African movies, so I've seen that a lot happen where people buy land and they give that cash money and then they go away thinking they have a piece of land and the person who sold them the land is never to be seen again, right? So in order to prevent yourself from that happening to you, in order to prevent yourself from all the stress, you go to the proper authorities. You'll find me saying that a lot because that is the most important thing for you to remember. Whenever you're interested in buying a piece of land, you should go to the proper authorities because the process of buying that land is very detailed and it has to be followed step by step and accordingly, right? Documents that you may need in purchasing land. One is called a certificate of occupancy. The second one is the land use clearance and transfer. You have the income tax clearance form from the seller, and then you have fencing permit. So I think that they were talking about what I read. It says once you have purchased that land, make sure that you are able to fence the land. as soon as possible. And then on that fence, you write, if you're not ready to build on that land, you write a big not for sale on the land. So anyone else who's coming and who's think another seller wants to sell that land to anyone else, or even one who sell it back to you, somebody will know that, okay, this land is not for sale, because you've already written not for sale on your fencing. And it even went into further and said that if you buy the land and you fence it, build a little something. Back home we call it a little shack. So you build something on it. It doesn't have to be you start building what that mansion that you bought the land for exactly, but you build something small on it. So at least people know that, hey, this land is already taken. Somebody has already built something there, no matter how small it is. You build something on it and you fence it. So everybody knows, no matter who's coming to purchase, no matter who's trying to bring somebody else to purchase that land, they know that that land belongs to somebody, because it's fenced, it has something on there, or even if there's nothing constructed on there, on the fencing there is not for sale. Like, you do everything that you can to make sure that that piece of land that you have just purchased is your land, and you have proper documents for it, you fence it, and you don't have anyone. If you decide, okay, I want to buy a second piece of land, which I don't think that's something that is encouraged in the Gambia. When people talk about land grabbing and whatever, I think that's what they're talking about, that people buy more than one plot of land, come in and buy more than one plot of land. And I can understand that, because as far as I know, the Gambia is a very small country, right? And the locals have said that they've had trouble with land issues for as long as they can remember, right? So people always, because sometimes in a family you have more than 3, 4 family members, and the land belongs to the family, and one person in that family could have sold the land to you, and you didn't go through the proper authorities, and then somebody else from that same family try and sell that very same land to you. So you end up paying twice for that land. You understand? Or you have, sometimes you sign papers with one person from that family, and the family is trying to sell it to somebody else, and then you go and say, no, this is my land, and they'll be like, no, this is not your land, we never signed any papers for that land. The papers that was signed is only one signature on there. When the family has more than 3 persons, the land belongs to more than 3 persons already. So a lot of things, a lot of issues like that can happen, right? A lot of issues like that can happen, and it will be very sad, and that's what creates confusion, and what creates trouble for you. That's what creates all the hassle and animosity among people when it comes to land. Land in the Gambia is not something that you could just go there. When you talk about people grabbing land grabbing in the Gambia, they're talking about buying more than what is you're supposed to be have as a guest to the country, or as a visitor, or as a repatriate, right? There is a certain amount of land that is allocated, or that you can purchase for your own use. And I think there's, according to what you trying to build on the land, you get. So you need to figure out, you need to find out and make sure that you go through the proper authorities and know exactly what you can and cannot do. Now, the reason for my not going into detail and finding out exactly how much you need, and how much land you can purchase, is because I don't want people to come on my video and listen and then go and say, oh, I saw somebody said, or the Hungry Mom said that you could get land with that amount of land for this purpose and this use and whatever. No, I want my video to be one that will encourage you to do the right thing, to go to the proper authorities. As I've mentioned to you guys before, when you go on the internet, you get many sides of the same coin on the internet. So you get one story from one, because sometimes you go to a blog and somebody may be talking about buying land in the Gambia, and they say it's supposed to be that size of land. You go somewhere else on the internet and it says a different size of land, right? So I don't want to come on and give you a size of land that's what it is, and then you go to the authorities, or somebody else may tell you, oh no, she's wrong, this was what you need. So if you go through the proper authorities, and you have a lawyer, and you are able to do whatever you do on board, above board, not even on board, above board, and make sure you do it the right way, then you're not going to find yourself into troubles, and you're not going to have to worry about when you hear somebody else say something. You're not going to have to worry about, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? You understand? And as far as I've heard, is that many times people buy land, and because you did not go through the proper authorities, that land belongs to not just you, but 2, 3, 4 persons, right? So it's a very sad situation happening right now. I've heard that it's land issues is something that has been going on for a while. So it has nothing to do with us, the diasporans who are coming there. We didn't start land issues, but please don't get yourself involved in land issues when it comes to buying land in the Gambia. Always go through the proper authorities to be able to get your land. There are people around trying to exploit you and trying to sell you land that they know very well sometimes does not belong to them or has already been sold. It belongs to them, but they've already sold it to someone else. So to prevent yourself from going through that stress, I stress on going through the proper process for your peace of mind and for the peace of mind of others. All right, if we just go through the proper channels, then we're not going to have any trouble when it comes to and knowing that our piece of land that we've bought with all our hard-earned monies is ours, and in the long run, that will be the best thing that you would have ever done for yourself and your family. Now I know many people have contacted me, not just one or two, about offering me land that they've said that they have land for sale. I also have, I think, comments of people under my videos who have told me that they have land for sale. I am not interested right now in buying land. My family and I are not yet in the Gambia. We are now in the process of getting there. Buying land is not something I am thinking of doing right away. So, and if I do, me personally, if I do have to buy a home, not if I do, when we do have to start thinking about buying a home in the Gambia, I would prefer for the quick process and for less stress, I would just buy a home. That's just me. I would just buy a home instead of buying land and building a house on it again. I would just buy a house on the land. And that's something also I need to check on. I need to find out when it comes to buying land buying a house that is already built. How is the land situation on that land? When you buy the house, does that land belong to you? So these are things that I have to look into, and I will come right back to you with the answers, right? And for those of you who are in the Gambia who knows, although if you know you are not in the Gambia and you know about what I just asked, whether when you purchase a house, the land is yours automatically, or do you have to pay a levy, or do you have to pay a fee for the land, like monthly or yearly, whatever it is? Because I know when you purchase a land in Canada, when you purchase a house in Canada, definitely the land doesn't belong to you. You have to pay monthly for that land. And I'm sure it is not the same way in the Gambia for locals, right? But maybe for expatriates or for visitors, for people, other nationalities who are coming to buy land, the land may not be yours, even if you buy the house on the land. I don't know how that goes, but as I said, I will look into it, and I will come back with you another video just on that that topic, right? Because I know of one or two persons that have already asked me, and it was not something I was able to answer because I did not research it, right? So for your peace of mind, family, I pray that you take everything that I say and not just take it and run with it, but it will just give you ideas to make sure that you understand that going through the right process, the right channels to do everything that you do. Guys, the country is not yours. Yes, we may, as I said, we may keep saying that we're going back to the motherland and it's where we belong and whatever, but there are people who are already living there. There are laws governed, right? Governing laws, and there are rules and process and whatever that we have to go through in anything that we do. So just for your peace of mind and that of your family, you just go through the proper channels and do things the right way. So we're not on social media cussing and going through all this gossip and all this thing about who buy land and who didn't buy land and who grabbed land and who purchasing more land and then they should, or all these things, because it is really not something that is nice at all. It is very, I try not to watch any video that I see people talking about negativity when it comes to what's happening in the Gambia now. I try my very best not to watch it or not to listen, because I don't want it to corrupt my state of mind towards going to the Gambia, right? So live in peace, guys. Peace and blessings to you and your family. Be safe, and we'll see you again. Thank you so much for watching me. Bye-bye.
Now is my time to shine. When your time comes, don't postpone it. When others down and out, you don't condone it. Truth be told, yourself is your toughest opponent. When your moment comes, grab hold and own it. Never let go, stand tall and hold tight. Overcoming obstacles is the objective in life.